worth it. And yeah, from what honestly I've heard so many times, the first hackathon's always the best. Everyone's always so scared going in, but it totally pays off. Don't be nervous if you don't have any experience. You will learn on the way, I promise. All right, I guess you can get started. Sounds good. So like I said, it's my workshop, how to come up with a hackathon idea. I'm sure you guys are already kind of scared and intimidated as to what this is going to be, but I promise you, you'll find something and then you'll hit the ground running and it'll be a great weekend. So hold on. There we go. Okay, so just kind of a quick look at today. I'll introduce myself and then I'll kind of talk about what I believe makes a good hackathon idea, kind of things to avoid when coming up with a hackathon idea. And then at the end, we'll talk a little bit about how to execute. And then I'm going to leave lots of time at the end for you guys to kind of ask questions, whether you want to, if you guys already have an idea and you want to bounce it off of me, or just kind of ask some more questions regarding this, or if we have time, I'm happy to take any hackathon questions you guys may have. All right, so this is me. So a little bit about me. So my name's Lauren. I'm from Vancouver, BC. I just graduated with a mathematics degree in arts. So half my degree is, it's like half math, the other half like marketing, communications, pop culture studies, things like that. So I used to be the marketing director for NW Plus, which is a club that put on NW Hacks, which was Western Canada's largest hackathon, UBC Local Hack Day, which we actually became, we were the largest local hack day in North America, and Command F, which is Vancouver's first all-female hackathon. So it's actually really great to see all these, to see another all-female hackathon kind of taking this up the space as well. It's honestly, Command F has always been my favorite hackathon. It's such a good crowd, so fun. So yeah, I have over 5 years experience with hackathons, always kind of be in a marketing director role, but have been a lead organizer. I've essentially worn every hat in the hackathon. I'm sure you guys know there's no one position with hackathons, you kind of do everything. And then I kind of transitioned into a role of, I've been doing like workshops at conferences and like workshops like this and workshops with companies, things like that, kind of talking about hackathons, especially marketing. And I've actually just transitioned into a new role. So I'm currently, I'm working for Deloitte Canada on their Omnia artificial intelligence team. So half my role is I'm a marketing data AI consultant. And then the other half of it is I'm actually organizing hackathons for clients within Deloitte, which has been so fun. I never in a million years did I think that I would be able to do this for my full-time job. But it's kind of something they're all piloting in these consulting firms. So anyone who's interested in hackathons, know that that's kind of coming out there. And there is hackathons are growing like crazy. So I get paid to do hackathons now. I'm really excited. So that is me. Okay. So kind of this is what I think makes a good hackathon idea. So really simple. These are kind of like the four thoughts that I kind of, the four categories that I organize my thoughts in. So starting with have a good reason, which we'll go into in a minute. Just kind of utilize your team, using everyone's strengths, making sure everyone's participating. Technical balance. So that's kind of spending equal amounts of time on your code, but also your idea and your execution and your solution as well. And then mini prizes, which I see that you got, this hackathon actually has tons of really great mini prizes, which I'm always really excited to see. So yeah, we'll get into it. If I miss anyone's question or comment in the chat, please just let me know, because I will not watching as much as I should. But all right, so let's start with, so the beginning of having a hackathon idea is having a good reason. So what I mean by that is I've kind of divided into 3 sections. So these are kind of the 3 reasons that I believe you should pursue a hackathon idea. So the first one is you're passionate about it. This is something that, it's something like, it's a personal connection to you. It's solving a problem that you have. It's something you're really excited about. Like I think that's the best word. You're really excited about it and you're excited to implement a solution. It's relevant. So it's something that you feel like you come across in your daily life, other people kind of relate to. It's a very common problem, or honestly, it's fun. Like if you have this fun idea that you kind of just want to tackle and build something cool, excellent reason. honestly, some of the best hackathon projects I've seen have been from that. So a little bit more about the 3 pillars. So like I said, be passionate. Be passionate about your hackathon idea, be excited, like be wanting to spend 2 days on it. And I'm saying this from not so much from a standpoint of it'll make your hackathon and your pitch better, but it's going to motivate you to work on it all weekend. It's going to get you excited. I promise you that like you're going to come up with a better end project if you're excited about it and it's passionate about it. Like we've seen so many things over the years, like a lot of music things. We've had people bring in like whole drum sets, things like that, really combining their hobbies and their passions. And for me, someone who, like I said, I've done marketing for hackathons, my job was to talk to all participants and kind of hear their stories. The ones that I still remember from 5 or 6 years ago were the people who were able to tell me a story, really tell me why they're doing it, why this is a good, like why we need a solution, things like that. Oh, sorry, I'm just reading the product. Sorry, I'm just reading the chat. Oh, maybe you guys can address the question in the chat. But yeah, and just really being passionate about it. And it's gonna, I think it's just people will resonate with you. People want to learn more. You're gonna want to keep going. So if you have a hobby that you want to work on, definitely try that. See if you can do something with that. All right. The second one is be relevant. So if you're like, I think, so one of the best ways to kind of, again, capture your audience and kind of relate to everyone, put it on a good pitch is like, talk about a problem that everyone kind of faces. I think you guys are kind of in it. Like I said, I love all female, non-binary hackathons because we all kind of have a little bit more in common and we all relate to the same things. So this is kind of a perfect place to start that. But yeah, it's, I mean, think of a sales pitch. Like you always kind of want to buy the idea or the products that you think will fit you the best that you need. So why not pitch that to your audience? Like it's, I mean, I've been to numerous hackathons and I would say that my top favorite hackathons or projects that I've ever seen have all actually been around like women's safety and like women's safety solutions. Like whether it be like this one in the picture, you can't really see it, but it was these girls that are all female hackathon. They coded like an app that if you felt like you were in danger or someone was following you, or even if you were at home and you were in an unsafe space, you could actually text or phone in as if you were like ordering a pizza. And it had like a code that like when you talked, you say like, I want pepperoni. It would like translate into like what you needed, why you were in danger, help, things like that. I've seen things like alert buttons on your phone that you press and your location gets sent out to people. So many things like that. And that to me personally is something I relate to as a young woman who works at night, things like that. So again, you remember them, you feel like you need them, you really pay attention. And like I said, I mean, these girls, I actually know them very well. This is a problem that was near and dear to their heart. Like they really were passionate about it. They were motivated to do it. They put on a fantastic project in 48 hours. So yeah. And the last one is, honestly, I see this all the time and people are so hesitant to do it. But if you have like a simple and fun idea and you think you can like make a whole project out of it, explain why you did it, what you did, it's enough content, go for it. This photo doesn't say much, but this is actually from one of my first hackathons. This NW Hacks is a pretty technical hackathon. They do a lot of like, the projects are like creating like glasses for the blind, things like that. This team literally made like a VR thing that you shaved a monkey with a banana. And like to this day, this is like one of the most like memorable projects that I've ever seen. They made it to top 3. Really stupid, fun idea, but they were able to execute it properly and like provide enough code and context to it that, I mean, it got into the final round. So don't ever be afraid of executing like a really simple and fun idea. Because I mean, so sometimes they're the best. They're definitely the most entertaining. So those are the 3 things to kind of think about. So the next one, so utilizing your team. Hands down, the best hackathon ideas and projects I've ever had or seen have been ones that utilize everyone's strength. So I know that this is a technical and non-technical hackathon. Non-tech people, do not be afraid. I've made it this far in the industry for 5 years. I'm non-technical. I'm still, I mean, here we are. So, but I think so many people, you go into hackathons thinking that you're going to win with the best code, the best algorithm, the best all that. not the case. Like if you have like a web designer on your team, make sure your website looks amazing. If you have like things like that, if you have a business person, like get them to do a little mock-up of like a marketing thing or a prototype. Like there's so many ways that you can express different parts of your project through different avenues that aren't necessarily tech. I mean, I assume for this hackathon, you need some sort of coding and tech in it, though. You can't just prototype. That, I think that's correct. I don't know, but definitely use, yeah. So make sure everyone's on board. Make sure everyone's strengths are used. Find a project that really just works with everyone's skill set. All right. So technical balance. This one's really simple, really quickly. Never pick a more technical project over a better idea. I think so many people go in being like, I'm not going to get noticed, or I'm not going to like place or win, or no one's going to care if I don't have good code, things like that. Never the case. I would say that most of our final projects always have some sort of bug. You'll see demos. Code is never perfect. What people want to see and what people are excited about and want to hear about is your idea and how you execute it. And hopefully your code works, but don't pick a boring project that's like super advanced in the tech sphere, just thinking you'll win. Like find a good balance and really pay attention to both sides of it. This is something that I see overlooked all the time, or even you focus too much on the code, you get to the end, it's not good, you don't have enough time. Make it 50-50. All right, and then the last one is mini prizes, which I believe are the most underrated part of any hackathon. And no one ever knows about this, but I looked at your prize list. You guys have tons of mini prizes, which I think is really awesome. For those of you who are looking to learn more, I think that's the best. Those are some of the best, because it really, like some of them kind of give you, like, I know they're like use specific softwares or tools or code or languages, things like that. I think it's really cool to kind of go in and use one specifically. And also too, when you're kind of competing for these mini prizes, there's normally mentors that are experts in that field. So you can really do one-on-one, really focus and hone in on one skill, which I think is really cool. Also a great way to kind of get noticed and kind of build these relationships with the people who are specifically judging those. Sometimes they'll have, like, we have participants of 800-900. We've had mini prizes where only 4 teams are working on it. So think about it, the mentors that are specific to that, you get a lot of one-on-one value with it. Great for networking. And if a company is sponsoring it, which I don't know if you guys do sponsor prizes here, great for landing a job there. I've seen that so many times where people are like, oh, I got a job through NW Hacks. It was actually the sponsor mini prize that I was going for, because you get that one-on-one, that unique experience. You really get to learn their tools and how they work. So definitely look through that list. See if there's anything that stick out to you, and really, like, don't be afraid to, if there's one specific that you think is really cool, aim for it. You can dedicate your whole project to working on that one prize. It pays off more often than you think. A couple of things to just kind of avoid. Like I said, don't get too complicated. People really focus on this and thinking that they need to be super technical, really need to go in. Do not worry about it. Like I said, never pick perfect code over a bad idea. It's just, people will get bored. You'll get bored. You're not going to get super motivated. You'll get frustrated. Also, don't pick something that you don't care about. Don't pick something that you're not excited about. That's another common thing. Everyone thinks they pick this idea that they think is going to be, it's going to win, it's going to be so smart, it's going to be great, but they're not interested. And you see them fizzling out. You see them losing interest. You're not going to want to spend 2 days on something that you don't really care about or you're not excited about. So definitely, like I said, be passionate about it. Pick something you're excited about. It'll make your whole weekend just so much better, I promise. Okay, so really quickly, I'm just going to kind of go over how to execute. So you really just want to be able to turn your problems into project by kind of defining the requirements, designing a solution, and implementing based on design. So really just really quickly finding your problem points, addressing them, going from there. Kind of start with your technical problems, see where those are the obstacles, because those are going to be, you're going to find more technical problems that you maybe can't overcome than you can. Than other problems that you can't overcome. So start with those, see where you go, flush around there. Interact, I cannot say this enough, interact with your sponsors, mentors, fellow hackers, anyone. If you get stuck, Google's not going to be your best friend. These people are going to be your best friend. Find out what people are good at, what they're here for, where they work, things like that. Just really utilize that. say yes to mini events, which I mean, you guys are already here, which is great. Workshop, everything else. I mean, I've looked at the schedule. It's an amazing schedule of workshops. They're all here to help you succeed in this hackathon. I promise you that going to them will be worth it. Again, that networking, you're going to learn things that you never know didn't know you think you'd learn. Really worth it. And the last, this is actually very important. Push yourself to submit a project and prepare for a pitch. Even if you don't think you're close, even though you think it's not going to be compared to other ones, do it. I promise it'll be so worth it. And I think you'll be more impressed with what you end up submitting. And get hyped and stay hyped. That's pretty self-explanatory, but stay excited. It'll be worth it. Really quickly, is that me? Okay, no, that's not. Okay, so this is really quick. I think you guys have access to the slides. This is kind of just like the software development lifecycle, but those kind of 5 steps, those are a really great way to kind of approach your project. I won't go too into it because we can talk about this forever. I'd rather do some questions, but I'm already running out of time. And one last thing, you guys are around some really amazing people. Chances are someone in the room has been where you are, so always ask for help, whether that's just a fellow hacker, whether that's an organizer, whether you think it's someone who would not even have the answer. Like I said, I'm someone who's not technical. You'd be shocked at what I've been able to help with in the past couple of years. Ask anyone. And if not, it creates conversation. You both learn. Just never be afraid to ask for help. Okay, so I know that was kind of a lot of information that I sped through really quickly, but I want to give you guys time for questions. Like I said, ask away, whether they're related to your idea or hackathon related or anything. Okay, okay, these are coming in fast. Okay. Okay, so some of you organizers might have to help me with these questions, but here's one. What if you don't exactly know how to code an app, but have a great idea? That's awesome. Are you guys accepting prototyping or anything like that, or they do have to?
Yeah, we are accepting prototyping. If you can't code something, prototyping is definitely okay.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, and that's actually a really great question because we've actually seen projects where they've come up at the end of it. They're like, this is our code. It is not working. We've prototyped it, just kind of having like iPhone screenshots, anything. Like I said, this is, if you have like designers or marketing people on your team, utilize that. If you think you're going to make a better prototype through slides and all that, definitely, again, you got to double check the rules, but that is perfectly fine. And like I said, it's probably better to pick an idea that you like more, that you can prototype, versus one that you can code but you don't like as much. Because yeah. Can we ask what exactly is prototyping? So prototyping would be like, instead of building an app, you literally just like design like pictures of what the app would look like. So you have all the landing pages, so like you don't necessarily code, but like if you're building an app, like you have like what the home screen looks like, what the different features are, things like that. So yeah, can they ask other participants for help that aren't on their team? Yes.
I'm going to pass this one to Yanni, if she's here.
Yeah. Sorry, could you repeat the question again?
Are they able to ask other participants for help that aren't on their team?
Definitely for like ideas and inspiration, but for the coding part, it would be like within their team and like just everything like prototyping. But if you want inspiration, if you need like directions to resources, it's definitely okay to ask others.
Sounds good. Okay. Let's see, which software is the best to make a prototype? Ooh, you know what? I mean, I'm sure if you look around, there's tons of apps that do that, but I know a lot, like kind of the simplest one that I've seen is people just, if you Google like prototype templates on Google, like for instance, if you want to do an iPhone app, pulling up, like you can get templates and just doing them on like slides, like PowerPoints, that always works and it's easy. And even I was gonna say this, okay, this hackathon might be a little bit more technical, but I've had people even draw it out. I think okay, you guys are gonna have to check with your organizers, but don't get too into prototyping. I'm turning this into a non-technical hackathon, but like I said, just like there's so many templates online, you can just plug and play them into Word, PowerPoint. Those to me have always been the easiest. And I'm sure there's some really cool softwares that they're to use. Can you elaborate more on the mini prizes? Yeah, actually, maybe if one of you guys wants to elaborate more on the mini prizes.
Yeah, if
Yeah,
you check out the link that Yanni sent, there's a very elaborate list of prizes that you will receive in the hackathon.
And sorry, I know you guys did not, do you guys have sponsor prizes or?
Yeah, like half of our prizes are sponsored and other half are from
Awesome.
sponsored money. Yeah.
Okay, very cool. So like I said, definitely utilize those, I think. And I've had a lot of people too who they were stuck on an idea. I know it's kind of daunting going to these hackathons that are very general, but they'll normally sometimes they just look at the prize list and be like, you know what, that one sounds cool. I'm gonna try and work on that one. I'm gonna be really specific and focus on that. And that's really great for people who want more guidance and direction on their hackathon. I've seen that approach so many times. Yeah, okay, that might be. Any more questions? Did I miss anyone's question?
I'm not sure if you're reading the Venus question, but she asked, what if the idea is very simple? What are the chances of a simple app idea with only one use winning a hackathon over a more coded submission?
Okay, yeah, no, I think, I mean, in my experience, I mean, you guys correct me if I'm wrong with this one, but if you have a very simple idea, and like I said, if it's enough that you can provide code that you can kind of execute it start to finish, and you can actually like submit a full project, I always think that that's better than something over the coded submissions. Like I said, I've seen a lot of very well done code, very heavily coded, very like you got hardware here and there. But really all they do is press a button and it does anything. They have no thought process behind it. They have no solution, no kind of reasoning for it, and they haven't even placed. Yes, it might be the most technically advanced project in the room. People aren't as interested. So like I said, focus, it's a simple idea, but you can also kind of create a solution and have a reason for it. Things like that. I had one team that they were working on like anti-bullying. They wanted to do something for anti-bullying. They were all really excited about it. They were actually a team of they had a lot of designers and like social media marketing people on it. So they literally built like a filter, like a Chrome extension that anytime there was like a hurtful like word or something, it just replaced it with an emoji. So like little things like that, like when you're scrolling through Twitter, like swear words, things that are inappropriate, replace with kind of a happy emoji, like simple idea, things like that. Yes, that's actually a really great question. So so essentially, that's so great to hear that this one feels like a safe space. I already feel like that as well. And so the question was, other hackathons, are they all like that? Are they still welcoming? I would actually say we did a whole marketing strategy on this for one of our years. I will speak for ours at least, most of them are extremely welcoming and they want beginners. And this is something that never crosses people's minds, but like, for instance, NW Hacks it can be very advanced. We have some of the top software people in Canada doing it. I've heard so many times from beginners being like, I didn't think I could do it. I wanted to do it for years. I never did it. I'm so glad I did, because you go there, everyone is extremely accepting. It's a great place to learn. There's also a lot of people that kind of go, maybe they're a little overwhelmed and just sit in on all the workshops. Never, never, never be too afraid to go to a hackathon if you don't think you have enough experience, because you'd be shocked at how much you learn in 2 days. And for the most part, everyone is so welcoming and excited to see a beginner hacker. And I know as organizers, if we see a beginner hacker, we take our time to get to know them. We really help them. We are so excited to see that. So yeah, but yeah, so never worry about that. And actually, I don't know if you guys, the hack pack that I sent out had a couple blog posts that I connected there, or you guys can Google NW plus Medium. That's the club I used to work for. But we've been working on a blog for years that really focuses on a lot of beginner hacker stories, things like that. They're definitely worth a read. They really address a lot of common beginner hacker hesitations that you have and address them and things like that. So definitely look at them. There's also a Hackathon 101 one there and how to prepare for a hackathon. So also give those a read over. Am I already over time? You link the blog? Yes, I can do that. What's the best way to link the blog to get the blog to? Just I can drop it in the chat.
We have Lauren's hack pack on Discord. I can resend it to you. You can DM me and I can resend it to you if you really can't find it. But it has everything Lauren included, including her contact information if in the future you want to reach out to her.
Yeah, and you guys can always reach out to me, and I will actually see if I can drop in it. Always reach out to me if you want access to all the articles. I'm actually working on my own blog as well. Can you repeat that about the blogs? I actually just put the blog link in the chat, but I will also, the hack pack, maybe I'll send, we'll figure out a way. But this is, can you guys still see my screen?
Yep, I can see it.
Okay, you can see the blog post I'm on, or am I on something else?
You're on the slides, connect with me.
Okay, hold on, but never mind, not important. I put the link in there. It's got years of, like I said, we really focused on beginner hackathons and addressing those. So feel free to read any of them. Yeah. I lost the chat. Hold on. Where did that go?
Does anyone have any other questions before we end this meeting?
Oh, there we go. Got it. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for attending.
Okay, we'll end it here. Thank you, Lauren, so much for coming and sharing all of your
Thank you guys for inviting me. I had so much fun. Like I said, feel free to, even if it's over the weekend and you guys have like a quick question, feel free to email me, message me on LinkedIn. Any hackathon related question, I'm always happy to ask. If you guys want to plan your own one, get involved. I hope you guys have a wonderful day as well. Oh. You can convince them, don't worry. All right.
Okay, thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you. Have a good day, guys.